And moving on to the final round of today's rounds of today's mid-season showdown, it is going to be a deciding game for Ryan Chiam as to whether he makes top cut tomorrow. And he's up against one of Singapore's recent success stories, our pride and joy of the recent World Championships, Zachary Kelly, who made it to top 8 in Nashville. Unfortunately, falling just before the trophy, you know, top 4 gets a trophy, so unfortunately unable to bring the trophy back for Singapore, but almost. Not quite there, but definitely Singapore's really proud of him for doing as well as he did.
Closest to achieving a champion title in
Yes.
Worlds out of all the contingent.
No one is cut,
I believe
other than
Melvin made it to top 16.
Yes.
So Zachary Kelly has
one
the
step further.
highest placing out of all the Singaporeans. So
VGC players at least. We do know that we did take home a TCG trophy with Clive, so there was that.
Okay.
But 2 different games, and Zachary did very well in seniors.
yeah, in contrast, we have Ryan Chiam, who
Has never ever quite fulfilled his potential in this game. Sad to say.
Not to say he's a bad player.
Yeah,
it's
but
just that
There's always been something there that
It's
just a
hindering him.
bit out of reach. His own mentality, his own propensity to
exaggerate,
yeah, well, I'm not sure how you translate that to English.
overreact.
Yeah.
Overreact. Yeah, and he has I mean, there has been occasions where he's like, he is a bit naive as well, a bit lacking in terms of knowledge. Like he didn't know what type of yellow Oricoro was, for example, and it cost him, I believe, a top cut placing or something.
Yes. So it's going to be Ryan Chiam's team fairly well. Never mind. It's the Sarina, Dustmane, the Crossma, Kyogre, Tapu Koko, Incineroar, and the Hitmontop.
And for Zachary, we do have Kyogre, Xerneas, Ludicolo, Ferrothorn, Incineroar, and the Tapu Lele.
So Zachary's a fairly standard all-in offense team with the Xerneas, Kyogre, and the Ludicolo, with supporting actors in the Ferrothorn and the Incineroar.
Yeah, I do like the Ludicolo because I have personally always favored Rain as an archetype. So it's
Rain really, but Rain wasn't as strong really in the years in 2016, where we didn't see Kyogre really supported by Rain sweepers.
for sure. I mean, but the play for Rain is usually very straightforward. It's just
Rain
upfront damage.
But Rain doesn't
fast.
enjoy facing up against Sarina.
As we do see Ryan Chiam choosing to lead with that. And
So
Lele,
Sarina immediately, we see Fake Out not being affected in this matchup between Sarina and the Psychic Terrain.
yeah, Chiam does have a very strong lead here with the Sarina being able to threaten super effective damage on Kyogre, and likewise Dust Metal Necrozma on the Tapu Lele.
Yeah,
So-
but if it is the Scarf Kyogre as we expect it to be, since the majority of Kyogres in this format so far have been running the Choice Scarf, it's going to do a big chunk to both of these. Sarina does resist, but again, it's Sarina, not known for its bulk. Well, it is decently bulky. It's just really, really slow. So it's going to take hits. And if he gets doubled up on, that is it for Sarina.
Yeah, and Sarina's strength usually mainly lies in the utility of the
So-
Queen's Majesty.
No,
Which is
it
not-
just locks itself into the Ice Beam. So super effective against the Sarina, but reveals its bulk there, takes it really well, and eats the Citrus Berry.
Oh, okay, Chiam choosing to opt for a 50% berry instead of 25%.
And we're going on to the Yveltal. Side shot comes out onto the Sarina as well. So a double up onto Sarina, but with the berry, it's going to take it. No,
And will go down.
Side shock, unfortunately, onto its weaker defensive stat.
Yeah,
But
and
a free trick room for Necrozma.
boosted by Psychic Terrain as well, so yeah. Chiam does lose one Pokemon, but does get the setup.
And the question, of course, is if Ryan Chiam's own Kyogre is slow, bulky, and functions under trick room, now will be the time.
Chooses to bring in Snowflake, which is his own Kyogre, yeah.
So yeah, a fair assumption that Ryan Chiam's is not the Scarf. And Zachary would want to get his Kyogre off because he's talking to Ice Beam.
Yeah, doesn't do much against the opposing Kyogre. It's not very effective against Dustmane Necrozma as well.
Yeah, Kyogre switches out here, wanting to lock himself with a different move
Chiam could
later.
capitalize on this. Oh, but he brings Ferrothorn, a wonderful Pokemon to operate under Trick Room.
Well, it's still going to take a big chunk of damage though. In the
Lele
rain.
going for the Protect here.
Origin Pulse or Water Spout? It's just going to be Water Spout, so perhaps a quiet max special attack Kyogre here. Going to do about 30% to Ferrothorn. Ooh, 45% even.
And we do see
And Sunsteel Strike into the Tapu Lele. And now, Ferrothorn with the leftovers? Not even. So, now Chiam has to be careful because the next Water Spout is probably going to activate the berry on Ferrothorn. So he could double up onto Ferrothorn instead, but at the same time, he could protect Kyogre and just KO the Lele, which protected last turn.
Yes, and I mean, Kalish probably is going to switch out the Lele. Chiam can try to maneuver himself in some position. He has a Pokemon at the back he can perhaps play on to switch it. Although, if it's a fast Pokemon...
Yeah, here's the Lele going to switch out. Kyogre maybe to take the Sunsteel Strike. No, Ludicolo will also take the Sunsteel Strike, but not quite as well as Kyogre.
I do see Kyogre opting for the Protect here against
I want him to take the Power Whip.
I do see a
Ferrothorn
Curse
used
Ferrothorn.
actually. So punishing the obvious protect from Ryan's Kyogre. But what does Ryan have to punish the Ferrothorn of his own? Does have Photon Geyser though. It's not going to be enough, is
It's
it?
boosted by Psychic Terrain though.
Into the curse. Oh, it's enough to KO. Ooh.
Oh,
with a
critical hit. No wonder. So the defense.
Wait, Photon Geyser takes special defense? I believe. Yeah. So actually you ignore the curse because Photon Geyser takes your highest offensive stat. But it's treated as a special attack. I believe you could check that. I believe that is the way it works. If not, the Rain has told me wrong information. Wouldn't be the first nor the last time. As Kyogre comes back in, it's Scarf locked though. And Trick Room has 2 more turns to go.
Yeah, losing the Ferrothorn there was a huge blow.
Yeah, Trick Room has 2 more turns to go. So, and Ludicolo is got the fastest thing on the field without Trick Room.
You mean it's the slowest
And
thing
it's now
on
the
the field?
slowest thing on the field.
Yeah, you're right. It does compare the user's attack and special attack.
But
and
it's treated as a
takes the
special
strongest.
attack.
Yes.
As Water Spout gonna do some amount of damage, and Photon Geyser gonna KO the Ludicolo. Oh, goes for the Kyogre instead. Gets the KO thanks to Psychic Terrain. It should be noted, not his Psychic Terrain. So, Zachary kinda getting punished for... That's not gonna KO thanks to Kyogre's increased bulk.
Oh, Grass Knot was it? Oh.
Yep.
I mean, it's a pretty good call.
It is Ludicolo's best option in this format. Since he hits everything harder, really. Everything relevant harder.
So, I mean, Zachary doesn't have a very strong answer to Necrozma, it seems.
And yeah, the Lele is just not the right choice. It's all it's done in this particular game is boost Photon Geyser's base power.
Yeah. I mean,
And yeah, Zachary gonna forfeit. They're unable to deal with Trick Room.
I don't think exactly Lele was a bad choice, but it's definitely not the choice to go to when you want to take down the Dust Main Necrozma.
And the other thing is that, strangely enough, he doubled up into the Sarina, which was honestly kind of the most obvious protector that turn. But the thing is, Ryan Chiam could afford to attack with it because if he didn't go down, then he can function under Trick Room. He gets an attack, probably a drop kick into the Kyogre that turn, which might KO. If he goes down, it's free switching for Kyogre without Ferrothorn on the field.
Okay, now I'm looking at Zachary's team. What does he have to answer the Dust Main? Nothing tangible, it seems.
He doesn't really have anything to answer the Dust Main and Sarina combination because Ferrothorn can't take attack from Sarina.
He has Incineroar, but the problem is both of them are running in Rain.
Yes.
So the damage is not there, really.
He recognized that. But if it's going to be a Trick Room matchup, you can't deny the Trick Room, then he might have to play with the Incineroar in place of Ludicolo because Ludicolo is just not doing it when there's Trick Room on the field.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's a bit of there was a bit of surprise factor for Chiam because you don't really expect Trick Room from a Dustmin Necrozma. You know, you expect a more...
No. It's standard now.
Oh, really?
Yep.
I mean, okay, but it's still not something that you would expect right from your opponent.
I think you would.
I would argue
and he's gonna lead with the Lele
same
counter
thing.
again.
Okay. And we do see same lead again.
And I don't
Chiam.
think he has weight. He can't double into Necrozma because everything Lele does to Necrozma is resisted. Which is why he doubled into the Sarina, but he's seen what happens when he does that. Trick Room goes up for free. And the fact that he doubled last game tells me he doesn't have Taunt on Lele, which also means no way to deny the Trick Room.
Could be
So
problematic.
I would hope that he adjusted with perhaps the Ferrothorn and Incineroar at the back this time.
Okay, we do see a Water Spout come
Yeah,
out, so
I think
no
he might
Ice
be
Beam.
doubling onto the Necrozma.
Oh, that's a lot of damage. Is there a critical hit? No, we do see a Shadow Ball come out.
So it opts to double up onto the Necrozma this time. So does Chiam have an alternate game plan to the Trick Room? As Sarina gonna get a drop kick, but goes for Power Whip. Ooh, that's gonna be the miss. That was so... I suppose drop kick doesn't do enough damage to Kyogre, but then we see the problem running Power Whip.
Yeah, and drop kick side effect is also not very useful in this situation, which just lowers attack.
That being said though, the Shadow Ball tells me that the Lele is choiced as well. Which means it's very safe for Kyogre right now. Even though Water Spout is going to be nerfed no matter what. But I think Sarina might even be able to take a combination of attacks, given that it's Shadow Ball that's coming out from the Lele.
Yeah, but a switch seems prudent at this point for Zachary. He has to be wary of what to switch in though. At this point. He's gonna
Ferrothorn
take a
of course. It's the
yeah,
most
Water
obvious switch. But he's going to have to take a Power Whip and Water
Spout.
Spout.
Or Ludicolo if he has it. I mean, Ludicolo
Ludicolo can't
be
come
ideal.
into a Power Whip though.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. But it would comfortably soak up the Water Spout.
Definitely. Yep, Kyogre going to switch out, recognizing the water spout is not what he wants to be locked into at this point, and it is going to be Ferrothorn.
So
Chiam needs to punish this really with a fighting attack. As Side Shock comes out into the... Oh, it's okay, so it's not choice after all.
Yeah.
But Side Shock into the Kyogre, a lot of damage into Kyogre's weaker defensive stat. As Power Whip comes out into the Ferrothorn,
yeah,
Chiam just
Kyogre.
not calling the switch at all. As I'm up going to bring it down to Berry. And Kyogre probably not going to do much this turn. And at least it's a connect Origin Pulse.
Goes for
Goes for
Scout.
Scout into the Tapu
That's
Lele.
still better than going into the Water Spout.
Definitely at this point. Doesn't get the burn though.
Unfortunate. But we did see that Lele was the fastest thing. It hit the Kyogre first. So Chiam in a rather precarious position. He's about to lose his Kyogre. Tasarina isn't fast enough to save the Kyogre.
He definitely went for either or play. Unfortunately, his all didn't pay off as he missed the Power Whip.
Yeah, I mean, imagine if it hit, he would have gotten the KO on this turn and perhaps been in a better position.
Much better position, because Kyogre would be gone. Because Ryan has clearly played to the point where he's willing to sacrifice either the Sarina or the Necrozma to get something off, either the Power Whip or the Trick Room.
Oh, brings in the Hitmontop, which, I mean, sure, you save your Kyogre, but Hitmontop is pretty good against Ferrothorn.
He's debating the switch going onto the Sarina. Sarina actually hangs on and will get the knockoff to KO the Tapu Lele.
Yeah.
So Lele gone, but that's honestly the least threatening thing on Zachary's team.
That was a sash
That
on
was
the
only a
Lele.
sash, yeah. So actually no power boost. As Hitmontop reveals the eject button to accomplish what we call absolutely nothing.
Yeah, and in fact, I would argue that...
Now Kyogre comes in for free and can just thunder away.
No, I feel that's even worse because he wants Hitmontop to stay in and threaten the Ferrothorn.
And threaten the Kyogre because you can just white guard the water spout, but nope. Now Kyogre comes in and can thunder at will.
So I wouldn't say the eject button accomplished nothing. It was very detrimental to
It
Chiam.
accomplished minus less than nothing.
It was a net negative there for Chiam. Yeah, and switching Hitmontop in the first place was very risky because imagine if Lele gone for a psychic attack, would have just decimated the Hitmontop there.
I suppose he was willing to take it if he got an attack off his Sarina.
I argue against it because Hitmontop seems like the best answer to Ferrothorn. If he lets it go too quickly, Kyogre I guess has Ice Beam to handle the Ferrothorn. But seems I mean Ferrothorn against Kyogre, Ferrothorn will win a one-on-one. You see a Water Spout.
Safe play, kills the Kyogre as well.
And Chiam is left with a lone Hitmontop. So we should be going into a game 3.
Yep.
Oh, Ferrothorn even going for the curse. Efficient play here.
No reason not to. It's a free turn. You know Water Spout's gonna wipe the field with no white guard.
Yeah, so it's a probably neutral
So
attack.
Zachary is showing his adaptability in this matchup. And
For
Ryan
sure.
on the other hand, well,
I think the adjustment Zachary made is pretty good because it totally destroys Chiam's options of Trick Room and forces Chiam to play on a disadvantageous playing field.
I mean the way around of course for Ryan is to lead him on top and try and scare the Kyogre into not pressing Water Spout. But we saw how much damage Water Spout was doing, which means I think a score might be enough on its own to combine with the Shadow Ball. Because I don't think Ryan has invested much in his special defense at all.
And Lele stops Fake Out from being a factor as well. So yeah, Zachary does have tools and options to stop Chiam before he can set up and wreak havoc in like we saw in game 1.
So the only option for Ryan to force Trick Room up is if he has Sky Drop on Coco. That's about the only option. The problem with that, of course, is that it's really bad against the Rain lead.
But you can't Sky Drop the Kyogre. Kyogre's too fat, so you have to Sky Drop
You have to
the
have Lele. But the thing is, you need to remove one thing. Because your Necrozma can take one hit. So that the point is just to force Trick Room up, no matter what. I mean, you don't want to be reduced to that because it's really risky and you're stuck with a Coco under Trick Room. But sometimes, if your game plan is the Trick Room, and that's clearly
might be worth it.
counter to the Kyogre, then it might be worth it to just drop the Sarina, since Sarina's not really doing what it needs to do.
I mean, okay, we talk about all these ways to set up Trick Room, but even if he gets up the Trick Room, Zachary has Ferrothorn that can operate well on the Trick Room. Sure, he disposed of it easily in game 1, but
honestly, Zachary misplayed in game 1. Instead of letting something get sacked to bring Ferrothorn in safely, he let Ferrothorn take a Water Spout for free. That was actually honestly a bad play from Zachary.
And going for the curse instead of
oh boy, Ryan Chiam showing us that, well, Taiwan biscuits are rigid and unfeeling and do not adjust in any way.
Zachary, again, choosing not to adjust, brings in the Lele and
Zachary
the
has no reason to adjust the leads at least. He's recognized that Ryan's forced into a damn if you do, damn if you don't scenario.
Oh man.
I mean, the obvious play is to... I mean, the obvious danger, of course, for Zachary is if he protects either one. But does Ryan even have protect on Necrozma? That's what Zachary has to ask. Neither of these two have shown protect so far.
Yeah.
Okay, here's protect on Necrozma. What is the play from Zachary? Is it Water Spout? It's going to be the Water Spout. Is it going to be enough with the Side Shock to kill the Sarina though, if he goes for the double up?
I mean, if he doubles up into Necrozma, then Shadow Ball is going to...
That's double up into the Sarina, and that's going to be the KO. So that was a chance to Trick Room, which he didn't take.
Ooh.
So Ryan once again is punished, and now it's an easy double up onto the... Oh, but now Kauga now Himatop can wildcard.
Yeah. Oh. So Ryan Chiam still not out of it just yet.
Not quite. Now the question is, Zachary, is do you just stare Ryan Chiam dead in the eye and just press Water Spout anyway? Because the wildcard's obvious, but at the same time, if you wildcard, you lose him on top immediately.
I say you switch out your Kyogre, bring in Ferrothorn in the anticipation of Trick Room, and you kill the him on top.
Perhaps.
That seems more efficient. I mean, because you know your Lily is going to be faster than anything on the field. There is no threat. And we do see him on top go for the White Guard, and Kyogre
so
is staying on the field.
He stares Ryan Chiam dead in the eye and presses Water Spout anyway. So Trick Room will go up for Ryan, 100%. But I think Himotop's going down. Oh, actually, Side Shock in terrain. Yep, it's gonna be enough. So it's gonna be Kyogre against Ferrothorn, which is, shall we say, not ideal?
And Chiam is down to his last two Pokemon. I guess Chiam does have something going on for him, is that the Psychic Terrain is boosting his Photon Geyser damage. So
he did bring Kyogre for his last. I mean, not that he's any other better options. Incineroar maybe, but not really doing it against the opposing Kyogre.
I mean, I feel if Zachary
He does have one turn before Ferrothorn comes in though.
Yeah.
And I don't think... Well, the Lily can protect, I guess.
Yes.
But he can punish the Kyogre.
I kind of feel that Kyogre should have switched
Kyogre
out.
should just stay in and please don't let Ferrothorn take damage. Zachary,
Yes.
this is the only way for you to throw the game away, I feel. Letting Ferrothorn take unnecessary Water Spout damage. Ryan has to hope that Zachary misplays, because as long as Zachary plays it as he should, letting something get killed to get Ferrothorn in for free, he's fine.
Okay, both players taking their time here. Chiam down to 4 seconds actually.
Yep, so Zachary not gonna make the mistake of switching in the Ferrothorn this time. As Water Spout gonna take off about 40, 45 of the opposing Kyogre. Actually, no, more than half, I believe. No, okay, 40.
And what does Necrozma go for? Yeah, it goes for the...
finish off the Kyogre. But again, that's exactly what Zachary wants. It's a free switch in for the Ferrothorn. At full health, there's nothing Kyogre can do about it. So it's a guaranteed nerf of the Water Spout damage. So it forces Ryan Chiam to go for Oblivion, to Origin Pulse immediately.
Or Protect, actually. Chiam has shown Protect on his own Kyogre. So that's something that Zachary has to bear in mind.
But I don't think it matters. You just keep targeting the Kyogre slot. Necrozma can't do enough damage to Ferrothorn in time.
I'm not too sure about that. Psychic Terrain does boost it a fair bit.
I think it's a 3 KO at best. That's not enough for Ryan. And Ryan's probably going into the Lele slot this turn.
Fair enough. So Ferrothorn should be okay.
Otherwise Lele gets a free turn.
Kyogre going for the Protect here. So
again, it doesn't matter. You just keep power whipping that slot.
you see a power
At some point, when you can't protect, you get the damage. And Sunsteel Strike will take off the Lele. So Ryan calling that the Lele wouldn't switch out this time. Gets the Sunsteel Strike. And brings Zachary down to the last two. Theoretically an even board, but anything but in terms of
no.
Oh yeah, it is the Sash, correct.
We've forgotten about that actually. And we do see a Shadow Ball connect with Necrozma. Prism Armor showing its effectiveness here and drops the special defense.
Oh, well.
Triggers weakness policy though.
All of a sudden, as long as Kyogre can survive one Power Whip, which I suspect it can, given the HP on it, I think he's got a way back. The Origin Pulse, if he connects on Ferrothorn and Lele, he can't afford to miss any of those now. Then the boosted Photon Geyser in terrain. I think Ferrothorn protects.
Really?
Especially if your last is Ludicolo, I think Ferrothorn protects.
Yeah, I mean, we should... Current number of turns 5. Trick Room...
Just Power Whip. It connects. Is it going to be enough to KO? I don't think it is. Oh, it is.
Oh, that looked like a critical hit.
No, it's
it
not
didn't.
even a critical hit. So there wasn't. It was immaterial. The Calgar was always going down. So an offensive Ferroton for Zachary. As Photon Geyser into the Ferroton, yeah, with Water Spout that would have been enough. So that actually was a way back if the Calgar could have hung on and hit Origin Pulse. But that's a lot of ifs. And Ryan really didn't recover from that turn 1.
Yeah, Shadow Ball won't pick up the kill just yet, but Dustmin Necroza
Power Whip will do it.
doesn't have any spread moves to speak of. So
Not this one at least.
Zachary looks to be taking this game. And at least a top cut finish.
Zachary, no, Zachary's going to win seniors.
Oh, right.
Because he's 5-0, he's unbeaten. So Zachary plays against the Masters, doesn't matter. Zachary goes 5-0, showing us why he's a world's top 8 player.
For sure.
And Ryan, well, all he had to do was beat a senior. Couldn't do it. So
I mean, don't phrase it that way.
it's not like you can, it's not like you can take issue with the matchups or bad matchup or bad luck to face Melvin K in last round. No. Senior. So no excuses this time, Ryan.
I mean, he's a world contender after all.
I really question the Sarina lead, to be honest. Considering how little it was doing in every single game.
Yeah.
It was just as a way of baiting something, I think he was better off with anything else. He
Himoto.
bait attacks. Himoto, at least you discourage the Water Spot immediately and you guarantee, or at least you force some optimal play from the Kyogre.
You also discourage Ferroton from showing his face because of close combat, things like that. I mean, you are vulnerable to Lele's
Yeah,
side
he
shot.
just wipes you off the field, but at the same time, the point is to make Kyogre think. Zachary never had to think.
Yeah.
By the time Ryan Chan remembered he had Protect, it was game 3 and Zachary just punished him anyway.
Well,
And he protected the one that didn't really need to be protected.
Kyogre?
That's mean.
Ah.
So he went for a Protect powered play, which honestly doesn't accomplish much.
Well, and actually the Lele Sash also came in pretty handy.
Nah, it was a win more, I would say.
I mean, it is good to see it being used at the very least.
But yeah, I think, but as you pointed out, it's probably a more of a win more item, especially in this particular matchup where he didn't really need it. He was fine with or without it. It was the Ferroton that
things were
carried
a
him.
bit dicey with the weakness policy triggering, but
He still had something at the back.
yeah.
So if it was to do Colo, then he didn't care about the Kyogre. So he was fine. But in the end, yeah, it was a well played. It was well executed from Zachary, and just I'm not sure Ryan Cham had a game plan, honestly. If Chiam didn't go up on turn 1, I'm not sure Ryan Cham knew what else to do.
Well, I mean, you can grill him for the details later.
Well, I'm not sure I can afford to fly to Taiwan, but we'll see how things go as we will speak to Zachary for, well, his thoughts on how winning seniors feels. So stay tuned.
Okay, welcome back. I'm here with Zachary. Congratulations on your flawless 5-0, right?
Yeah.
This flawless victory. And the last match against a senior Masters as well. So, how do you feel?
I feel pretty good. Like going into this event, I didn't really feel very
I
confident.
mean, it's not the same as going to Worlds, right?
No. I like on Showdown, I didn't really have that good of a ranking going into this event, and like I just didn't really feel confident about the team, and like I actually Curse on Ferrothorn and the Sash on Tapu Lele was really just because I didn't have any other items.
Yeah, I mean, I hyped a bit about the Lele surviving with 1 HP, but at that point in the game, it was immaterial, but it's good to see those being used at least. So, I mean, it is still relatively new in the meta as well. Things like these can be sort of fine-tuned. As well as the Showdown, I personally think that your Showdown ranking doesn't really translate into a tournament performance, because Showdown and tournaments are usually different. Because, for example, here we have a best of 3, and you have managed to perform in a tournament setting, which I feel is actually pretty good. So, how's your experience for the tournament been so far? How do you? Let's talk about the match with Ryan Chiam. What was your game plan going into that?
Like I just thought that I had to that regardless of whether he set up Trick Room or not, I always had a game plan because if he didn't Trick Room, he could just let my Kyogre just goes crazy with Water Spouts. But then if he does Trick Room, I get curses up with Ferrothorn.
Yeah.
So, like, and the current game one was kind of unfortunate, but like, it it would have procced Ferrothorn's Berry. So I was kind of disappointed by that, but it worked out, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, the game one loss was unfortunate, you could say, but I think there was a lot of valuable things that you learned from game one. For example, that you couldn't let him set up Trick Room no matter what. And the second was that you needed to make sure that your Ferrothorn was pretty key in this matchup. So you needed to make sure that it didn't take any unnecessary damage, which was what happened in game 1, and which was why Chiam was able to focus it down and bring it down. And we saw that play in game 3 because he had set up Trick Room and things were looking like, Ferrothorn's time to play. But you still played it cool and, like, okay, I'm not going to switch in Ferrothorn, I'm just going to wait for an opportunity for one of my Pokemon to faint, and then I can bring in Ferrothorn safely and then win the game from there. So I thought the adaptability and learning was quite good to see in that series of matches. Yeah, so once again, congratulations, and hope to see more of your performance for this 19 meta. What do you think so far of this 19 meta? Is it your cup of tea?
No, not really.
No, not really?
No.
I can't see that through your performance here. Okay, so once again, with Zachary Kelly, and we'll be seeing you tomorrow for the top cut here at STGCC Senior. Yeah, I know, for the Masters top cut. Yeah, so stay tuned tomorrow.